In 1890, the Lemp family was worth more than most American cities. By 1920, they were nearly extinct. The Lemp Brewery didn't start as a fortune. It started as a simple arithmetic problem: water plus grain plus yeast equals something people will pay for. In St. Louis in the 1840s, Johann Adam Lemp figured out the equation worked. He brewed lager beer in caves beneath the city, natural refrigeration, zero electricity cost. That single decision about where to brew became the foundation of one of America's wealthiest family empires. So how did free cooling turn into a $200 million dynasty? The answer lies in one brutal economic fact: transportation costs money. Before railroads, beer spoiled in transit. You couldn't ship it across state lines profitably, so every town needed its own brewery. St. Louis had the Mississippi River, German immigrants with brewing skill, and those limestone caves. The Lemp family owned the only competitive advantage that mattered. Their beer stayed cold, everyone else's didn't. By the 1870s, Lemp Brewery was producing 100,000 barrels annually. A barrel cost roughly $2 to fill, that's about $1.70 in today's money. At volume, they could sell each one for profit. Multiply that across decades, add compound growth, and you understand why the Lemp name appeared on mansion gates, bank boards, and society pages. But here's where the story turns. In 1893, the U.S. economy collapsed. The Panic of 1893 wiped out railroads, banks, and fortunes across the country. Most breweries failed. Lemp didn't. Why? Because during recessions, people drink more, not less. Their wealth grew while everyone else's shrank. That's not luck, that's the mathematics of recession-proof products. But it also bred something dangerous: confidence that their position was permanent. The Lemp family reinvested everything. They built new fermentation plants, expanded distribution networks, and acquired smaller breweries. By 1900, Lemp was the fourth largest brewery in America. The family controlled assets worth roughly $200 million in today's money. They weren't just rich, they were structurally embedded in American commerce. Then Prohibition was proposed. The Volstead Act passed in 1919. It didn't say what you might think. It didn't ban beer immediately, it banned sale. Home brewing remained legal, medicinal alcohol remained legal. The Lemp family pivoted. They began producing near beer, soft drinks, and selling their brewing equipment to other industries. On paper, they were adapting. In reality, they were entering markets where they had no advantage. Suddenly, they competed against everyone else. But the financial hemorrhage wasn't the real problem, it was the psychology. For 70 years, the Lemp family had made one product in one place and watched wealth accumulate. They'd never failed. They'd never had to innovate in a competitive market. When Prohibition ended in 1933, they tried to restart brewing. The beer market had changed. New breweries had emerged. Regional tastes had shifted. Lemp's market share had evaporated. By the 1950s, the Lemp Brewery was struggling against national competitors like Budweiser and Miller. They couldn't match the distribution networks or advertising budgets. The family faced a choice: merge, modernize, or die. They chose none of those. Instead, they held on. They kept brewing the same beer the same way, watching their market shrink year after year. The brewery closed in 1957. That's not where the story ends, though. The family's wealth, the $200 million accumulated over a century, was gone. But the buildings remained, the caves remained, the family name remained. Some family members became reclusive, others vanished from public record. A few faced personal tragedies that deepened the sense that something had cursed the line. Here's what actually happened. The Lemp family didn't fail because of prohibition or competition or bad luck. They failed because they built a fortress around a single advantage: geography and refrigeration, in an era when that advantage was permanent. When the world changed, the fortress became a prison. They'd optimized for one scenario so completely that they couldn't adapt to any other. The real question isn't why the Lemps failed, it's why we keep assuming our advantages are permanent. Every generation believes it's the exception, that its competitive edge is different, unassailable. The Lemps believed it, so did the railroad barons, so did the automakers who ignored imports, so did the banks in 2007 who thought housing prices never fall. The Lemp Brewery's buildings still stand in St. Louis today. They've been converted into apartments and event spaces. Tourists walk through them without knowing the history. The caves are still there, still cool, still empty. The family's fortune, the fruit of a single smart decision about where to build, evaporated because they stopped asking the question that created the fortune in the first place. Why does this work? When you stop asking, you stop adapting. When you stop adapting, you stop existing. That's why the Lemp Brewery's collapse matters. It's not a story about beer or St. Louis or one family's bad decisions. It's a blueprint for how empires built on single advantages always end, not with a bang, but with the refusal to see that the world has moved on. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. always do your own research. Subscribe to see how the next empire crumbles, because they always do, and the pattern is always visible before the fall. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.